Growing up, I thought I knew the definition of poverty. Every 21 seconds, a child dies from a water-related illness. The water and sanitation crisis claims more lives through disease than any war claims through guns. Blue has ignited a fire that inspires me to make clean water a right for everyone. Living in community with the locals helped me realize what's really important in my life and made me extremely grateful for the blessings I have. Blue is not just about water and sanitation. It is about understanding that we are all connected in this world and are called to serve those less fortunate. It all started 3 years ago when we realized that this world is much bigger than ourselves. We had always known about issues like hunger, homelessness, and incurable diseases because they were present in our local communities. We were also familiar with global issues like human trafficking, food poverty, global warming, and civil wars because of what we had learned in the classroom. But we were exposed to one global issue that would change our lives forever. While participating on a summer service trip, we witnessed the enormity of the water and sanitation crisis. We learned that there were almost 1 billion people in this world that didn't have something they needed in order to live, which we had never gone without: clean water. How could any human being be denied access to clean water? To be so desperate that they are willing to drink contaminants that double their chances of chronic disease, birth defects, and increase their mortality rates. While the problem was so big, we knew we had to do something about it. We had no doubt that our generation would take on and end some of the world's biggest problems. And that's exactly what we were going to do. So Blue Missions was created. While children missed school to fetch disease-infested water and women walked for hours carrying a day's worth of dirty liquid, we called you to act, and you answered that call. And because of that, you have helped end the water crisis for entire communities in the Dominican Republic. Kids now drink clean water that doesn't make them sick and can spend more days in school. Women have been given the opportunity to pursue their own careers and raise their families. We were ambitious and wanted to take on so many of the world's issues, but we knew we couldn't do it alone. We brainstormed and said, what if we can leverage our time by molding global citizens who will fight for what they believe in? What if we could expose the youth of today to this global issue in hopes that their lives are changed, just like ours were? And we have done just that. Over the past 3 summers, with your help, Blue has taken youth volunteers from different corners of the United States to live in community with the locals and help bring them the gift of life. These volunteers have hiked through dense jungles, showered in rivers, and have seen some of the most beautiful views they have ever seen. They worked alongside the hardest working kids they have ever met. They were embraced by entire communities and immersed themselves into a culture and way of life different from their own. They visited the locals' homes and learned what it meant to live without clean water. They saw the reactions of children receiving their first coloring books and educated the women in these communities about the endless possibilities they now have since they no longer have to fetch water. But most importantly, they gave the people living in these communities the gift of life. These communities were healthier and had new hope for the future. We gave them a chance to go after their dreams and reach their full potential. This would have been impossible without something as simple as clean water. Their lives were changed forever. But this is only the beginning. We have partnered with high schools and universities to facilitate the Blue experience for their students. Administrators are witnessing the impact that these service trips have on today's youth and want to provide the same experience for their students. This year alone, we will be hosting 5 service trips and taking over 100 volunteers to work on 5 different water projects. We will be working together with the locals to build gravity-driven water systems throughout the Dominican Republic. These projects will directly benefit over 7,000 people. We see a day where every high school and university will offer their students an authentic immersion experience that will not only change the lives of those receiving water, but the lives of our volunteers. By combining our local education outreach program with Blue service trips, our youth will return home with a new outlook on life and a better understanding of how the majority of the world lives. We are committed to this fight and will not quit until water is a right for everyone on our planet. The water crisis is extensive, but not insurmountable. We can and will do this together.